Sunbeam.
All right. Can you all hear us and see us? And how do we sound?
Good afternoon.
Hopefully we're coming in okay. Let me just check things here.
Mhm.
Give you 1 second. All right. Looks like we are live. All right. So let's see who all's in here. We've got Paul Davis. Good to see you, Paul. Susan Gotchi. Nice to see you. And 63 Clocks was in here earlier, and so was MP. And All Abilities Homestead, Paul Davis, Robert Bartman and Mrs. Bartman. Good to see you
Nice.
both. Miss Alone, good to see you.
Hi, Alone.
Is Gary, Belt Loop 29. Good to see you, Gary. And there's Norwegian Homestead. That's our friend Cato over there in Norway.
Hi,
And Fisherman
Cato.
506.
Yeah.
Good to see you all in here. Matt AK is here. He says, I'm here.
Yay, Matt.
I brought ramen for dinner. Well,
Oh.
it depends. What kind of ramen is it? Is it traditional ramen or is it the stuff you buy in the package and make it yourself? Real ramen's really good.
I've never had
And there's
real.
John in Alaska. Good to see you, John.
Hi, John.
All right. For those that, hey, Amy at High Life and on the High Line. For those that didn't see somebody else's comments in there, we broke 1,000 subscribers today. Actually, it was early this morning, and we're still continuing to climb. And we haven't figured out why, but we are. So it's
But
kind
we're
of nice.
happy.
Yeah, we're very happy about it.
I'm proud of him.
And we have had our watch hours for about, close to a week now.
Mhm.
So we are fully monetized, and don't worry about commercials. I have commercials turned off so you guys don't get hammered by the
Right.
commercials. And there's Jerry from Butler Family Farm. Good to
Hi,
see you, Jerry. And there's Matt's 1791 Garage. Good to see you. Joan Flavor. I think I've said that right. I'm not sure. Here. This one here. Look at the screen over here.
Yes.
Flavor. Not
Plavier.
sure. Sorry I'm for mispronouncing that. Let me know.
Plavier.
And there's Troy
Plavier.
Sutton. Good to see you in here, Troy. And thank you very much for the congratulations.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we turned off the monetization for the actual live, so you don't have to worry about all the commercials. I will turn them back on for the replays. Anybody that watches the replay on it.
But you can do whatever.
Yep. Let me see. I'm getting everything's moving fast here. All of a sudden, we got 22 folks in here.
Good.
Jerry, it's not a problem. I enjoy sitting and listening to your live. I don't always participate, usually because I'm getting ready for our live.
Right.
But I have it playing in the background. Sarah will tell you that. She's over there
Yes.
napping, and I got it playing. Let's see. Matt says, yes, it is top ramen because I'm lazy. I've made my own ramen before, but I didn't want to go to the store. LOL. Right?
Mhm.
And true ramen is really, really good if you can get it made right. And there's Ruby from Rushing Wind Mountain. Good to see you in here, Ruby. And AK Dog Mom, good to see you. How you doing, Kim? And thank you on the congratulations. We appreciate
Yes,
that.
Thank you.
Everybody's greeting one another. I'm just scrolling through, and there's JD from SC. Good to see you in here. And it says, Ramasara, watching Trump in New Hampshire, just had to say hello. Not a problem.
Yep.
Good to see you. Susan Gotch says, wow, I can't type fast. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Yes.
I hear you. I have that problem too. And there's Miss Monica.
Hello.
Hi, Monica. Good to see you. And there's Butler Family Farm saying it was a little messed up tonight, but we got through it. It's not a problem. You had the two troublemakers on there. You had Devil Dog and Rain and Gary from Belt Loop 29 on there. And those two can be a handful. I've watched the live when you were turning the pen for them, and that was hysterical. They're great guys, though. And there's Flat Tire Farm Homesteading. How are you doing there? Let's see. And Crystal says, congrats on reaching the next level. Whoop. Only here till next kiddo shows up at work. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Monica saying hi to Jerry. And Amy from High Life on the High Line says, I had grapes,
Sharp cheese.
sharp cheese, my rosemary parm sourdough. Oh, that sounds good. And I am starting my sourdough tonight. Actually, it's already going. I had somebody send me a starter when we first got to Alaska, and it is now in the jar getting started, and we'll see how that goes over the next few days. Hopefully it still can be reactivated and made into sourdough. And there's Clint. Good to see you, Clint. Everybody's greeting one another. Good to see you all in here.
Absolutely.
And there's Ed from Mountain Marina. How you doing, Ed? Good to see you. How's the you still swinging around the buoy?
Probably.
Well, I know he's still at work, but it depends on the wind.
Oh, well, yeah.
If you get a lot of wind, you go around and around and around at times.
Oh,
Trust me, I know that feeling at anchor.
Mm-mm-mm.
And there's Bill. Good to see you, Bill. Everybody's
Hi,
just
Bill.
greeting one another. And Gary says Devil Dog is hard to deal with. It's all I have no problem dealing with you too. I think it was comical the day you guys were on Jerry's live when he was turning the pens for you. Let's see. And Jerry says, okay, Rob, I'm going to get something to eat. We'll be back in a few months. Not a problem there,
Very
Jerry.
good. A wise decision. You must have sustenance.
Yeah. Got ahead of myself. Matt already asked that how the buoy was. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. It was a lot of hard work, and I have to thank everybody that's in here and then some for getting us to that point. I mean,
amazing.
if you want to get technical, we actually made our 4,000 sub or 1,000 subs in our 4,000 watch hours in technically less than a year. I put out my first video in 2021, but I wasn't really pushing YouTube. It was just something I threw out there to show John, who I don't know if he's in the live or not, and another friend about the fluvial path of the creek here about gold panning and stuff like that. So that didn't really count. And then my actual first video that I was really trying to push was the one I did with Alone, Adam and Phyllis, Dave from the Homestead, Paul Heeman, and Danielle on the weather report, but that was in December. I didn't start putting out regular videos until February of last year. So technically it's really less than a year that we've been doing it and made record time on it. And I'm pretty dang happy about the way it's gone. And, you know, I mean, I have to thank Sarah for her support on this, because she goes bonkers sometimes watching me edit and talk to myself and grumble, you know. So I mean, it's been a journey. And like I said before, this isn't my first go around with YouTube, but the last time I did YouTube, you were monetized instantly.
And it was a totally different.
And it was
years ago.
It was different
years ago.
You know, when I had my air gun and outdoor gear stuff, you know, I mean, getting the subs back then was easy because there wasn't a lot of guys doing air guns and outdoor gear reviews. So you're talking 15 years ago. And now it's a lot harder to get in there and start making money.
Competition is stiff.
Yeah,
there's some very, very good people out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of damn good channels in here right now, sitting in here. We got, you know, Bill, Cato, Alone, Crystal and Reeve, Ed, John. I mean, everybody in here is really good people. And, you know, and it's not always easy to compete against really good people, but you just got to stick to your guns and keep going.
I think the networking is excellent now.
Yeah, the networking with people
very
is
supported.
Yep.
And encouraged.
Yep. You know, there was a lot of people we've met along the lines that, you know, were very encouraging about it. You know,
old friends.
Bill, Adam, Phyllis, Alone, Dave, and a number of others that were very encouraging to get us up and rolling. Our only regret was we didn't film from the start, from the move. We talked about it. We just did not do it.
Didn't.
You know, and we kick ourselves in the butt for it. But you know what? It's behind us. We're here now, and we're doing it. And so that's what's important.
And every once in a while, here we'll run across some footage or photographs, even of things that we did take along the way. We just never. It was just documentation for our own pleasure.
We did a lot of live stuff on Facebook when we were doing the move. So I'm going to try to convert some of that footage over to videos and things like that. Like we were in the Columbia Gorge out there towards where Ruby is from Rushing Wind Mountain. And you get a lot of videos and photos from out in that area. And I mean, that area, it was just beautiful making the trip coming across the
It
country.
was amazing.
And Clint says, having bad weather here,
Oh, dear.
internet in and out. I'll hang on while I can. Hang out while I can.
Hang out while you can. I
Good.
hope it's not detrimental to anything else you're doing.
Right. Ed
Not too
says
harsh.
to Matt, the buoy is covered with loud and smelly sea lions as usual.
Oh my.
Yep,
Yes,
that happens.
they can be quite rude.
Loud.
Loud.
I've seen
They party.
a video of somebody down in some little port, or it's actually a cove down in British Columbia, and the sea lion kept climbing onto the sailboat.
Oh
It
my.
destroyed I mean, it was only like a 20-foot sailboat, destroyed the boom, broke some of the stays. And when he's on
Just
there,
a
the
rowdy-
gunnel, the aft part of the rails were about that far above the water. I mean, this, you're talking, some of those seals are huge.
Yeah. Sea lions, they're big.
Matt's 1791 garage is having homemade chick soup and bread. Very good.
Very good.
Everybody's still greeting one another. If you have questions, don't forget, give us a thumbs up.
There it is.
And we'll remember we'll try to get you a question. If I miss your question,
Ask
repeat
it
the question
again.
and ask again. Everybody's still greeting one another. That's good. And you guys getting any echo or anything like that? Because I have my phone running over here so I can watch everything to tell whether I go in and out. You know how that is. I mean, internet, the Starlink still gets goofy every now and then. So I just like to be aware. Monica says, how's the weather there today, Rob and Sarah? It is 12.3 degrees. It's cooled down. Well, it's actually still the same point I posted this. And it's really nice and sunny out.
It is. We had solar power energy coming in today.
I think we're gaining about 11 amps an hour earlier today for about an hour. But,
it is not sunny right this minute.
Well, it is. Just can't see because the trees are in the way.
Well, it's cloudy? Overcast?
No, it's not cloudy.
No,
It's
not
just the
overcast?
trees. It's the trees.
Huh.
And Paul says, gotta send a text. Be right back. Not a problem, Paul.
Okay.
And there's Nora, the stock explorer. Good to see you in here. Nora's greeting Jerry from Butler Family Farms. And Mr. Bartman or Mrs. Bartman, I'm not sure, because sometimes I think one or the other is on there. Ask Matt's garage how the house wrap is going.
Yeah.
And Crystal is dropping some links. Thank you very much, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
And there's Seashell B. Good to see you in here, Seashell.
Hi.
And it's not wanting to click for me today. Sorry,
Okay.
guys. She says, hello, Sarah, Rob and Sarah, and everyone in chat.
Yes.
Congratulations on the subs. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We both do,
We
not just
do.
me. When I say I, it means
Well, he does
us.
all the work. I just hang out and
She's just so much cute. Gives me support.
I do try to give you support. I think my cute days are just about done.
Matt says, I'm obsessed with checking Alaska Airlines account to see if they have canceled my flights yet.
Oh my, I hope not.
He says, I can't
I
take
hope
this extra
not.
stretch, right? Well, there's been a lot of problems with that model plane they're
Mm.
flying in. So hopefully you're all right, Matt, because your trip's coming up really soon.
Yeah.
And Monica's saying hello to Stock Explorer. Crystal's dropping more links. Bill's thanking Crystal. And Rushing Wind says, congrats to Rob and Sarah. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. I'm just skipping over some of the chitter chats and the link sharing. Don't want to bore you guys. And don't forget, Miss Alone has a live tomorrow night. So make sure you guys check that out. And Alone, make sure you drop a link to your live, just prior to ending the live tonight.
Right.
Want to make sure people know that you're having that because you have them so infrequently now. Shame on you. But we understand.
I'm sure she's quite busy.
Yes.
We've seen a couple of the videos that, my goodness, I don't know how you manage that all by yourself.
Right.
And Kenai doesn't carry very much.
He carries his own treats and biscuits.
Yeah.
Ed says to Matt, I'm sure they will have some empty seats in the door plug rows. We don't want anything to happen to Matt.
No.
Well, those who don't know, if everything goes right, on the 1st, Adam, Phyllis, and Matt are supposed to come on up for a visit.
Right.
They're going to take the train up, and I'll go down with the snow machines and pick them up. And we'll
Company.
hang out for a couple hours and before they head back south. And Sarah's actually going to town without me.
Yeah.
This is going to be my first time staying at home by myself. This is going to be unusual. I ain't going to know what to do. Me and Zub are going to stare at the walls or something.
He's not good at staring at the walls. He'll keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
He'll
I'm
certainly
not
keep
good
you
at staring at
busy.
walls either.
No, neither of you are, but he'll keep you busy.
Matt says, I'll make sure to pack my parachute. And his easy
Wow.
wife, how you doing? Says 1,000. Awesome. Congrats. Hello, Rob and Sarah and everyone in chat. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks.
Everybody start greeting one another. Like I said, if you have questions, make sure you ask. Give me a couple thumbs up. And let's see. Monica says, hi, I love everyone's channel in here. I can't stand channels with all the filthy mouth. I'm not a saint, but I would not have the bad language on in my videos. So that's thanks to all the good peeps. Exactly.
Right. Yes.
Exactly. And we met a nice young lady today, or actually yesterday. She's another Norwegian.
Oh, yes.
And she only, when I got on her channel and Kato introduced me to her channel, or no, Kato introduced her to our channel.
Right.
And she only had 13 subs. So I gave her a little bit of a shout out today. So if you want to go to our community tab after and go check out her channel, see if we can get up to about 20 or 30 subs. Really nice young lady.
She's
and
lovely.
It's Nord Nordic Micro Farm or something like that.
Micro.
It's in my community tabs. You can find it in there, and just go check her out. She's only got a few videos, but she seems to be really knowledgeable, or is learning a lot about starting seeds and stuff in cold climates.
Right. Which is useful.
Yes,
to us.
especially to us up here in Alaska.
Absolutely.
Not just Sarah and I, it's everybody.
Everybody in Alaska.
Everybody's greeting EG wife, and Ed says to Clint, bad weather down there today. No snow flurries? Question mark. Right.
Who knows?
And Seashell B says it's pouring buckets.
Oh.
Here today. Stay safe, Clint. Right.
Yeah.
And John's saying hello to Crystal and Reeve, and Amy is saying to Ed, your comment almost got me about the airplane door. I cracked at the back to see if I read it right. I was wondering if duct tape was sold out, right? Somebody, I can't remember who it was. Somebody sent me a picture of Alaskan Airlines all covered up with duct tape the other day. I thought it was kind of funny.
Tape the doors shut.
Yep, I know they had it all over it. And Monica's saying it'll be raining here for the next week. We'll see what the river does. Exactly. Be careful with that, because I think you're not that far from the levee. And there's Arlen from AFJ. Good to see you in here. And Clinton says to Ed, no snow, rain back up in the 40s to 50s for now.
Wow, good.
It's not bad temps.
Nope.
And Matt's garage says to Matt AK, could have sworn I already had, but got you now. Good. I enjoy when our friends that are YouTubers on here meet new people. You know, because you all meet new people, the more we meet new people. You know, it's all about community on here. You know, it's not about individual people. It's about all of us, and all of us enjoying each other's content, or people that don't make content enjoying the rest of the people's content. Hey, Brooke Truck, good to see you in here. It's just finally warming up again here in Venice. What's your temperature down there, Brooke Trout? 56.
Perfectly reasonable temperature.
Yep, that's not bad. And it is deep South Alabama. Hi, y'all. Hope everyone is great. We are. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Paul Davis is back. And John says, sorry, Rob, couldn't get the info you wanted. It was really frozen into the ground. It didn't have the straighten up. John, it waits till it thaws. You know, it thaws anyway. Not an issue, my friend. And maybe if I get into town, we can go over and take a look at it too.
Ah, yes.
Everybody's greeting one another. Good to see that. And Alone says, yep, we do so at the end. We'll do so at the end. Okay, about dropping your link. Very good. Sorry, I didn't put my reading glasses on again yet tonight. Sorry. But I see them.
Yeah, Alone, I was thinking today about advertisements, and the people who should advertise on your channel are the people who have antique shops around the place, because your stuff is so much fun. I just love it. I grew up with antiques. I left a lot of them when we moved to here. I even left some when we moved to Florida.
Yep.
But oh, pretty place.
Monica's saying, see you tomorrow to Alone.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Matt says to Alone, I'm slightly jealous of your toolboxes. I
Oh,
keep
yeah.
my tools at Home Depot black bins, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I did have the old toolbox that Sarah had in here is now out in my shop.
Yeah. It was little.
Yeah.
Not near enough.
No. I mean, Ruby from Rushing Wind Mom says, hit the thumbs up button, guys.
Aw,
Thank you very much for the
you.
reminder. And Matt says, I can't wait to see the end.
Oh, I hope you love it.
You'll like it, Matt. And Alone says, it's a full-time job, and Kenai has threatened to go on strike when asked to help around the cabin, right?
Oh, yes.
That last video you did was really
he was
cute.
so cute and good.
Yeah, seeing him interact with you.
Oh, he's precious.
Speaking of dogs, go see what Harvest is doing. He's outside.
I can't tell if I hear him or.
Yeah, he was getting rambunctious right before we get on, so we put him outside for a minute. He was starting to do that whine. I want to jump on you. I'm gonna mug you. So we stuffed him outside for a few minutes. We can't do that in summertime because we have to worry about the bears and stuff like that. But the wintertime, it doesn't seem to bother him much. And Amy says, supposed to be 37 here to Sunday. I am brushing the snow off my lawn chair, right? Work on that tan. That says Rob and Sarah, of course. Hey, Tiffany from Canadian Family Life. Good to see you in here. Everybody's still greeting one another and laughing at Alone.
Yeah. He says not yet. He's still watching a vole.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's been finding the voles and he's
Wait,
diving into
yeah.
snowbanks with them.
Yeah.
Jerry says, no, Rob, you'll be texting me. I might have missed something. You probably said something. I probably replied and having a brain fart. Sorry, Jerry.
He'll figure it out.
And the thing is our friend Mary got me these. They're memory mints for when you have a senior moment. And I told her I wanted to get a refund because they don't work. I have brain farts all the time and I can't remember anything.
He's not that bad.
Let's see. And Alone says to Matt, 2 boxes were definitely a splurge purchase. Yes. But sometimes they are needed, drastically needed. I need about 3 more, but they'll come in time.
Yeah.
I need one for the barn and I need one for my mechanical, 2 for my mechanical shop. So I'm slowly finding tools all over the place here.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to get something set up where I can actually get everything set up and know where it's at.
Yeah. It does no good to have a tool if you have no idea in the world where it is when you need it.
Yep. And Jerry says you will not be alone. Okay. And Alone, I'm skipping over all the greetings from everybody to one another. And if I miss you coming in, please say something and I'll say hi. Just like there's Homestead in the Wood with Dee. Good to see you in here, Dee. She says, hey, Rob and Sarah. And Alone says, hi, everyone who has joined in the last few moments and or is just watching.
Yes.
Yep. And Jerry says, I'll sub to her. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And Monica already subbed earlier. I saw that, Monica.
Good girl.
The young lady was sent me a message on there and she's like, oh my God.
She was very appreciative, very sweet.
Yep. It's people have helped us. A lot of people have helped us. Adam and Phyllis, Alone, Bill. I mean, so many, John in Alaska, so many people have helped us. I've got to pay it forward. We have to.
And everybody here.
You know, even Tiffany, Canadian Family Life. I mean, she's, sent people our way. We have to be thankful and help others at the same time.
What goes around.
Yep. And there's Tiffany saying she connected with her today.
Excellent.
And there's Tony from our cabin in the woods. Good to see you, Tony. I hope you're doing well. And Matt's Garage says, Kenai's job is to be an unplanned extra in all your filming clips, right? Zeus does that occasionally too. If you watched him with the snow machine the other day, he doesn't like me being away from the house long, and he goes crazy when I come back to the house. And Seashell B says I sub to her too. Good.
Thank you.
Very good. And there's Joanne Twist. Good to see you, Joanne. She now has 23 subs, so she gained 10 subs today.
Excellent.
Perfect. Very good. Is that Matt says, I'm like, my DNA says I'm like 30% Norwegian. I'll go check her out. Very good.
She is extremely pleasant and knowledgeable.
Yep. And she's actually planting lavender already.
Oh my, yes.
You know,
I love.
She said she got the lavender seeds off Amazon, and she sent a link in one of the posts about it, and I want to see if I can track some down because I love lavender.
Me too.
And if it's cold hardy enough to be in that area of Norway, it should be all right here as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Paul Davis, another good garden guy, is Haas. I'll have to look for that. Paul, send me a link to that if you would, my email, when you have a moment. And I've also been watching the live streams with Garden Like a Viking, and he's really knowledgeable too. That's the guy I listen to on, I think it's Saturday mornings.
Oh.
Yep. Cato says, a fellow Viking then, Matt, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And Brooke Trout says, I subbed to the Norwegian chick farmer, Russian wind too. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, but he's greeting one another still. And Tiffany's saying hi to Cato. And Crystal is dropping links like a mad woman. Thank you, Crystal. Monica's greeting Tony in the wood, or Tony at our cabin in the woods. Mm-hmm. And Paul says, Haas tools also good. Knowledgeable farmer, all seeds. Very good. That's good to know.
All seeds.
And Cato, and it's late your time, brother. I appreciate you being here. I know it's gonna be like 2 o'clock in the morning at your time.
It's just, that's wow.
Says thank you for the link. Flat Tire Farm Homesteading. And I think Jerry just dropped the link for, yep, the Nordic Micro Farm. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the young lasses from Norway.
Yep. Very good.
And there's Mike from Railroad Mike's Alaska. Good.
Hi, Mike.
Good almost evening curmudgeon, and everyone in the chat from Montana Creek, where it's balmy. -1.
-1.
Sorry, my friend, you're 12 degrees cooler than we are.
Oh boy.
And there's Billy Sutton. Good to see you, Billy. Says hi, Rob and Sarah, and hi, everyone. I hate that I'm late. Work got in the way. Not a problem.
Dear,
you made it. You got here just when you could. So that's what's important. And Matt says to Cato, I'd love to visit Norway someday. Need to find out where my ancestors come from. Right?
That would be so nice.
My last name is Nelson, so that's Swedish. But fortunately, that's my adopted father's name. Mm-hmm. My biological father is straight up the boat from Ireland.
Is that why you're so crazy?
Did you guys hear that? Wow. Monica said, no, it's hot today and about to pour. Our cabin in the woods. Oh, that's not good.
Well, I hope you need the rain since it's coming anyway.
Yep. And Chris is dropping links, and Alone says, yes, I would promote antique stores all day, every day.
Absolutely.
It's my favorite, as it is my favorite, right?
Absolutely.
We used to go, there's a lot of cool antique shops down in Arcadia, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to spend a lot of time up there just walking through, and I got a lot of good deals out of there, and I've sold a lot of stuff through them too. I used to collect a lot of black powder weaponry, and I'd walk in. The guy always knew what I was coming in for, and he'd always say, well, I got these today. And I bought a lot through them and sold a lot through them. And it was always fun to go in there and look at different things. I remember when I went in there one time, they had an old, a lot of boat stuff in this one store, and they just were way overpriced for my taste, but I did buy a few small things. Matt's garage says, right, Kim? And I love finding new antique shops, right?
Yes.
There are some really good ones here in Alaska.
Anchorage has.
Alone actually highlighted one of our favorite ones in one of her videos down in Anchorage.
Yep.
That place is pretty nice.
One of my best friends, Andrea, and I used to go antiquing all the time. And oh my goodness, we bought the strangest things.
Yep.
We had more fun than should be legal.
Paul says we made it to 40s today,
Mm.
but expect 10 over tonight. Oh,
Mm.
that's going to get cool.
Yeah, well, 40s is all right.
Kato's
Almost
telling
anywhere.
Matt he's welcome over anytime. Brick Trout says, I commented about fuel being stolen. I figured was joking. You're in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
All right. Yeah. So
yeah. Oh, this is a great
Brook Trout.
story.
Let me take these off so I can actually see the screen without having to try to read.
Mm-hmm.
Brook Trout had said something on one of the videos about the fuel delivery. And he said something about being stolen. Some of you might have heard this story already, but our first winter here, it was about this time of year, and we had I had 5 drums delivered down to the tracks. One was diesel, 4 were gasoline. And I was going down there on my machine, and I was going slow because, you know, I worry about running into a moose. Right at that time I did. Now if I see the moose, I just take off to the side and go around them. And I was getting close to the tracks, and they had their machines run, so they couldn't hear me coming. And there was 2 guys down there siphoning fuel out of my tanks. Well, I knew which tank they were pulling it out of, so I let them do it. I gave it about 5 minutes. No, I'd probably say about 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah.
And then I said, well, I guess that's enough. I don't want to destroy their machine. So I get on my machine, I punched it, and I started flying at them, and they took off like a bat out of hell. One guy left his fuel cap because they were actually putting it right into their machines and took off down the tracks, left their hose and everything. Well, unbeknownst to them, the one they were pulling the fuel out of was the diesel barrel. Karma's a bitch. Sorry about my language, but karma's a bitch. And I went down, I grabbed one of the barrels, brought it back to the house. And when I got back down there, I zipped down the tracks, on the side of the tracks where there's a trail going down that I put in, not on the tracks, down towards the bend in the river. And don't you know, they were out there. Well, they weren't there at that time, but they had siphoned all the gas out of their machines and put fresh fuel in it because they had fuel with them. They looked like they were going winter camping. And all you could smell on top of the ice was diesel fuel and gasoline mixture. That'll teach you. Don't come out here. Everybody was like, why didn't you just shoot them? I'm like, well, number one, I don't know the laws in Alaska.
Brand new.
But
First winter here.
Now I understand if somebody's doing something that could cost me my life, I won't hesitate. You know, it's all more about Sarah's safety than mine. But when somebody's down there stealing my fuel, that is how we have to survive. That could be a life or death up here. Yeah, I got 3 tanks.
Just the machines.
Yeah,
that we're traveling in.
All right, I've got multiple tanks down there. Yes, but that 5 gallons you might have stolen could have lasted me, 10 miles. Well, 5 gallons probably go about 25, 30 miles on my machine. It's a gas hog. But so there's your story, Brook Trout. Yes, theft does happen up here.
It does.
Even out in the bush. The chances of it happening on a regular basis are very, very slim.
Very slim.
But it does happen. A couple of years ago, they had people going through the Chase community on the trails down there, looking in to get into some of the cabins using Onyx hunt. And they were promptly chased out of the area because they were going up to homes with people in it, not realizing people were in them.
Yeah. People do live out here
all
the time.
Monica says, we may have so many antique stores right outside my front door. So many. Oh, nice.
Lucky you. We have to go a long way.
Yep, a long way.
There's a great little, Phyllis works at a great little used furniture, used everything store, donation store. But it's not all antiques, but you can find them even there. And that's the closest one to us. We love it. It's my favorite.
Yep. And Ed says, Rob, what octane gas is that at your petrol station? Need at least 91 octane. I'll stop by for a fill up. It's just regular gas. So it's probably 87 octane. So your SOL, let's bring some booster. My Tundra is not picky on the gas that it gets, nor it actually is, because I get ice in my carburetor yet again. And now I have something to fix that, thanks to Adam from the last week up the board. Adam sent me up the stuff for my fuel pump to put in a water separator so I won't be getting water in my dang tank anymore. One of my fuel tanks I dumped out in this about 2 weeks ago when we were starting to get low. I was going through all my tanks, shaking them, see what had liquid in it. And it had a 1/4 inch of ice on the bottom of the tank. So you can't tell me I'm not getting water in my tank from the store because I only had that barrel not very long and it was always covered in plastic. Yes, it does suck in moisture through the cap, but I keep the caps as tight as possible. So it's very limited. It's not going to get that amount of moisture in a tank just from sitting idle. But things are changing on that stuff, so we won't have to worry about so much with the water and the fuel anymore. Mostly with that.
Yep.
You know,
Mostly.
and thank you, Adam, for putting that together for me.
Absolutely.
We did pay for it, but you know, I had Adam put it together because where he works.
Incredibly knowledgeable.
Yep.
Good place to work for him, and good place to work for us.
Yep. We actually buy our fuel drums from Adam, and you know, he's kind enough, and we throw him a little extra money. He drops by Newman's or Valley Fuels where we have to have them dropped off, and he drops them up there. They fill them up, call the railroad, and the railroad comes and gets them.
Yeah.
And Jerry says
it's a good system.
You will not be alone. You will be texting me, so you won't be alone. And Bill is greeting Tony and Alone. And his real life last. Good to see you in here. Hello, Kamajan, and everyone in the chat. Good to see you in here, guys.
Yep.
And Matt AK says, those memory mints remind me of my late grandpa. He used to buy spicy red gummies and put them in a jar labeled medicine. We all loved when he had to take red medicine.
Cute.
That's cute. Lo says, I would love to have more toolboxes, but I'm going to build more shelves or buy shelves to hold the rest of my tools.
Yeah, shelves are good too.
Yeah, definitely. And
you can box them up by category.
Yep. Everybody's still greeting one another. And John Alaska says, how much did it warm up there today? Right now it's 11.3 degrees Fahrenheit. So we've dropped 1 degree since we started the live. And Jerry says, hey D at Homestead in the Woods with D. And Crystal's dropping links. Thank you, Crystal. And Robert Bartman says, Flat Tire Farm. Have you gotten the house all wrapped up? Enjoyed how you got rid of the icicles on the house, right? Our icicles fell off the other day in the earthquake we had.
Right.
We had, actually, it was about 170 miles north of us, had a 5.3 up in Saltra.
Oh, good.
And we were rocking and rolling here for about 20 seconds. It was like, I thought it was going to be up by Denali again.
Right, yeah.
Like the last one, it was 40 miles away, but it was way up in Saltra. Josh probably felt it up there in North Pole because it's not far
I'm
from
sure.
him.
Yeah.
And it rocked and rolled us pretty dang good. And Bill says it was negative 25 this morning. We were at negative. No, we weren't in the negatives. We were about 3 above this morning when I got up. And Bill says it's currently negative 14 right now. Sorry, Bill. That's horrible. My mouse ain't wanting to work today. I have to reach over to the touchpad to get it to click.
Yeah. We were so lucky with this property because of the temperature inversion about the altitude.
Yep.
We've had beautiful winters and beautiful summers.
Yep. And there's Annette Wick. Good to see you in here, Annette. Everybody's greeting one another. And Alone says, unwilling extra is more like it. He'll be more than willing, Alone, if you break out the treats. Break out the milk bones or whatever he likes, the bacon strips.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be more than willing. And he'll be throwing his little paw at you on a regular basis.
He's a star.
Did you bring him in?
He didn't come.
See
He
if he's
looked at
ready
me
to
and
come in.
said no.
I don't like him out there that long. I mean, we've been on for half an hour, and I don't like him out there by himself. He's probably just laying in the snow and eating it. He eats more snow cream than we do. Go figure, right? And Crystal's dropping links. Thank you very much, Crystal. Appreciate that. Paul Davis says, yep, those pets can suffer from separation anxiety. Yes, they can. And here comes Zuby. I can hear him running. Crystal says it's -1 at their place in Wasilla, or in Wasilla. I don't think they're at their home because I think they're in Willow. It's like a heat wave, right? Matt's Garage says the Robert Bartman, the house wrap project at Flat Tire Farm is under close OSHA supervision. Not Mr. Reeve and I would work well together, I think. Yeah. I watched that video. I made a comment about their fancy new siding. Which our house is half Tyvek.
Yes.
Joanne Twist says, hey, Rob, Sarah, and everyone in chat. I would stay on for the next live, but I'm tired by then. Not a problem.
Yes.
Adam and Phyllis are understanding people. Trust me. They might bust your chops a little bit, but Pay no mind. And Rob Bartman's waving at or Flat Tire Farm with a can't tell what kind of face it is. There we go. It just looks like a sad face. And Monica says it's 60 degrees here right now at 7:30 p.m. Can you believe it went from ice and frozen everything to flip-flop weather and rain?
Oh
Yep.
boy. Yeah,
I
believe
can.
it. Believe it.
I was actually looking at my Facebook earlier. It was 6 years ago today. It was at 34 degrees in Southwest Florida with a feel like a 25. And I was I was living on the boat, so I mean, and I didn't have a heater. So I had lots of blankets on. And Annette says Tractor Supply already has seeds out. Really?
Oh, I do miss Tractor Supply.
Yeah, we need one up here because I know if you
We
go in there, you got to
do.
pick up chicks.
Yes. Oh, I have to be very careful when I go. I lived right in town, and I'll tell you, one day I went in to pick something up I needed. I almost brought home a baby duck.
Susan says
And the chicks were just there, and there was this one little duck.
Susan Gotchi says, I love how Kenai looked at you.
Oh,
Looked like he eye rolled his eyes at you the other day alone, right? We were looking at that too, and it's like,
he's
oh,
so cute.
what are you doing?
Zuby.
Somebody's gonna make a guest
So you
appearance.
wanted me to bring this dog into the house?
Yes.
Yes.
Go away.
Daddy. Goodness.
Uh-oh.
There. Uh-oh. What's
I
he
hit
saying?
the
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
see?
He's going to have to go out the front door
Yep.
onto the porch.
And Butler Family Farms says, Rob and Sarah, dinner tonight is chili. Nice. Bartman's is saying hi to Mike at Railroad Mike's, Alaska. And Billy's saying hi to Monica. And Chris will say into Matt's garage, we'll put you to work, my friend.
Yeah.
You and your little dog, too. Ha ha. Zeus. When do you give him a ninny? Give him the nitty, a little shut him up for a few minutes. We know how to bribe him, just like Alon does with Kenai. Jerry says, tastes good with the cold outside. Yes. Sarah's not a big hot person, so I have to tone my chili down. And I think I've only made chili once or twice since we've been here. I need to get some more moose burger. And there's AK Froggy. Good to see you. Late tuning in. Just came back to the cabin to bake a cake and discovered you were on. Yep, every Monday night at 4 o'clock Alaska Standard Time. And you know what time that is because you're just down in Houston. And it's good to see you in here. It was good to see you in there with Garden Like a Viking the other day. There's a Farm Like a Viking. I can't remember which one it is. But he pops up in my notifications. I go watch. And Brooke Trout says, I finished, so I want to hold it against her. I like Flatlanders to cheeseheads. like Flatlanders to cheeseheads. Alone says, that is my grandparents straight off the boat from Ireland. From Ireland to Ireland. I'm second generation American. Very nice, Alone. Good to know. I think I'm first generation from my dad's side, and I'm second or third on my mom's side from the Portuguese side. My grandmother's family, the Irish or the Scottish, Welsh, and Native American and English, gosh, they've been in this country since the 1600s.
Yeah.
I've traced my family roots back down with her down to not Roanoke, one of the other big settlements back to the 1600s, and you can see where the Native Americans were married in because there's only a first name. There's no last names in that. And that happened 3 or 4 times. And that's our family line back then was Hancock, and I came up with the other one. But they've been in the United States a long time.
Yeah. My mom too.
And most of the family has been in the Virginia or the Tennessee area for the last couple hundred years. Anybody's saying hi to AK Froggy. Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says to John, Alaska, any old mining tools or old rusted traps hanging out at your cabin you want to get rid of? I need the mining tools too. You'll find out about that in the summertime, guys. And there's Beto. Good to see you, Beto. Maybe if I can click on it right. It says, hi, Rob and Sarah, Curmudgeon, Alaska. Regards from Brazil. Very good.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sure the weather down in Brazil right now is nicer than most of the United States. What part of Brazil you in? You in Sao Paulo? Or are you down towards Rio? We got a friend that's here locally, Dora,
Oh, yeah.
Aurora Dora.
Aurora Dora.
She's from Sao Paulo.
I can't think of her last name right this minute. But...
Her married last
Well,
name
her
is
married
Redmond.
Yes, Redmond. That's married name.
Yep. Matt's Garage says, to Flat Tire Farm, look forward to helping with barn build. You guys must have watched Wizard of Oz recently, dropping frequent lines from the movie. Crystal's talking to Billy. And Amy at the highlight on the Highline says, I watched Boy George and Who Do You Think You Are on YouTube. He searched for his Irish roots. It was fascinating and tearjerker. Highly recommended. Really? When was that put out?
I don't.
Boy George was
see it.
80s singer.
Yeah.
He got locked up. He got locked up for a while for heroin and stuff like that.
That happened
But
to the singers at that
had,
era.
He had good voice. He had some good tunes. And Billy's saying, always good to see you, Crystal and Reeve. Yes, it is. And there's Follow the Bradley's Fun. Good to see you. Yep, we're live every Monday at 4 o'clock, and we're followed by Adam and Phil. So Alaska got the court at 5:45 Alaska Standard Time. Do you guys do lives there, Bradley's Fun? Let me know. I don't always get notifications because my phone just goes like this sometimes with notifications because we sub to so many different channels. It's crazy. And Kim from AK Dog Mom says, my great grandmother was British Royal Engineer and World War I, came over here after, other side, mostly Irish. Very nice.
Yeah. My mother was probably Welsh long ago. She was DAR. I just never got involved in that particular episode. My father's family was German. Alsace-Lorraine, actually. So sometimes he was German, sometimes they were French.
Mike says, hey, I watched your video about your place. The one you're in right now, was the wood stove already in the place when you got there, or did you find it? The little wood stove was in the house when we got here. It's actually, I think that was, I can't remember what brand it is, but it was small, and it's actually behind one of the buildings because the glass that was in it did not fit properly, and it constantly sucked air, and almost had a chimney fire in the house before we had it built or finished off. Not even halfway finished off. And I came in the house, I was over at the house having lunch. I came back in here, and it was just huffing and puffing, and you could see the creosote dripping down the outsides of the pipes. And I said, nope. I put it out and promptly took it outside after it cooled and threw it in the yard.
Yep.
And then I brought in the one that's currently in my workshop into here. It was way too small, but it get the chill out.
It did get the chill out.
Why? Was that the one that Jim gave you that disappeared, Mike? If it is, you can come get it. I know, right? Where's that? I still have the glass for it.
In bits.
And Crystal says 45 watching and 33 thumbs up. Thank you, Christopher, for mentioning that. And Billy says hi to AK Dog Mom and to Tony and our cabin in the woods. And everybody's greeting one another. And like I said, I go over the greetings because I don't want to get too far behind like I already am. So if you have a question, give us a thumbs up. Let's see if it does it. It's not wanting to do it today. Anyways, give us a thumbs up, a couple thumbs up, and I'll make sure I see the comment and we will read it and hopefully answer it.
It makes it more like a party when everybody's chatting together.
Yes. And AK Frog said, had someone come by and steal everything that wasn't bolted down, including the toilet paper holder in the house. Really?
No.
That's
unconscionable.
Horrible. At least they could have done was clean up the outhouse for you.
You're
right. Right? Hey, some of these old timers, you never know what's at the bottom of them.
Oh, that's.
I would suspect there's probably a couple bears at the bottom of mine, the way Jim was chasing the bears out of here.
Yeah, he had a.
He did not like bears.
Yeah.
He did not like brown bears. He didn't like black bears. Only good bear was a dead bear on the wall and in the freezer. That was my thought, Crystal. AK Froggy, oh my, toilet paper holder? Ha!
Mm.
Did
Yeah.
they leave you the toilet paper at least? God, that stink.
Yeah. Our toilet paper is in a coffee can that's upside down on the counter.
Yep. We very rarely. I use
Very
I use the
rarely.
outhouse in the warmer months when it's above like 30 degrees. I'll use it if I'm out and about doing stuff. It needs to be redug, moved, and rebuilt.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have the time and energy this summer, I will go over and dig a new hole and build a new outhouse. We will see.
It has no door.
Nope, no door. Jim didn't like doors because he came out of it one day and there was a rather large brown bear
right
standing
there.
and he had to shoot it on the spot.
We
And
needed to know ahead of time.
I think that's what decided him to exterminate all bears in the area.
Yeah, it could be.
And Matt's Garage says to Flat Tire Farm, we have a vintage propane camp stove in the shop now and a few other miscellaneous tools lined up. Very nice.
Good.
I've got some stuff up here I want to try to restore, Matt. I might have to get in touch with you.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple old gas kerosene Colemans. I think the leather seal has gone bad on the plunger for pumping it up.
Yeah.
And we were using them until midwinter last year, and then I haven't been able to get the pump up. So might have to chat with you about that.
I think the thing about being up here is we're the third owners of this property, and everything that's ever been brought up here is still here.
Yeah.
It's hard to get rid of stuff. Although the second owner did take a few things that he needed.
Yeah.
So.
Very good. Okay, let's see what we're at here. And Seashell B says to Amy at High Life on the Highline, I've watched the Boy George video too. It was good. I might have to look at that. Is that on YouTube or is it on something else? And AK Frog says Flat Tire Farm. That was a laugh, but also got a frog sculpture with sentimental value. Oh, that's horrible. Hence the name AK Frog. You like frogs? Or Froggy, sorry. Yeah, but he's talking back and forth. Let's see. Crystal says to Matt's Garage, ooh, camp stove. Now you're speaking my love language. Alone says it's been around -20 to -35 for the last couple of weeks here. Oh my gosh.
Wow. I am still wearing my fleece jacket. Of course, I've got a base layer and a this layer and a that layer and all the air in between. But
we haven't broke out our heavy winter.
Our heavy winter stuff, no.
It has not come out of the closet yet.
Well,
except for the photo ops.
Yeah, and I did wear my good heavy jacket on the back of the machine.
Well, that was also that day. It was also -2.
Yeah. Well,
you know, if it's cold out, she'll put it on.
Nothing
but I mean, that's
like
one day out of all this time compared to what Alone deals with.
Oh my.
Or even Adam and Phyllis and Bill.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they get some.
Yeah, they get some
cold. A lot cold. Even Crystal and Reeve and John.
Cold.
Everybody gets cold temperatures. You know, the reason why we don't get, I think we don't get the cold is we are at a higher elevation than everybody, and we do get a little bit of winter sun, and I think that helps us a lot. Like we're getting, if I drop about 20 trees out there to use for firewood, we'll probably get about 3 hours of good sunlight to charge on the batteries right now. But I've got to get out there and
today.
Yeah, we charge for about an hour today at about 10, 11 amps. So I need to get out there and start dropping trees, but I'm focusing on bringing spruce up here for the fireplace or the wood stove.
One goal is to not have any dead spruce inside of the
property because that's a fire hazard.
It is indeed.
So that's kind of my goal. And my friend Kale, who owns the Airbnb and also is the owner of the Alaska Dog Center, was part of the Department of Forestry in the private sector for the Forestry Fire Department. So he's going to come up here in May and just look around to see how we look for security and safety reasons for fires. So we're kind of looking forward for Kale coming up here, and you guys will meet Kale probably in the not next month, but the month after, probably March. I'll have a introductory to Kale coming out. He's a really good guy, very interesting. He's been kind of my mentor about the Airbnb stuff, and he has a couple places in Aspen. I think he's got 1 or 2 places up here in Alaska as well, and it's kind of cool. It's right down the road from Adam and Phyllis, and that's where when Sarah and I were in town, we had the meetup, and John and Alaska came in there with us as well.
Oh, it was so
Really nice little place.
Sweet
Yep.
building. Very comfortable. Very pretty.
And Matt's Garage says to Flat Tire Farm, it converts to a portable heater as well. Very nice. And two,
Good.
not well. I'm pulling an Adam. I'm putting my own words in tonight. Sorry, Adam. But we both know we're guilty. And Matt says to AK Froggy, theft problem is why the owners of the cabin I was at sold their property at the south end of KGB Road. Oh, yeah, unfortunately, it does happen in places around here. It's sad.
Yeah, we've been lucky just that one thing.
Yeah. Well, if they get too close to property, they'll be told, what do you want? What are you doing here? And if they don't have a reason, they'll be escorted off the property. If they give me a hard time, cops will be called or the bear box will be filled. Kidding. I'm not a violent person. AK Froggy says here in Houston, AK, it's up to -5 this morning, -8 or -5 this morning was -18.
Ooh, that's
yeah. I'm happy with our thermal inversion up here.
We're really lucky with it. It's much warmer than upstate New York where I grew up.
Well, it's not really warmer. It's a drier. And that's the big thing right there. It's just drier. Let's see. Crystal says to AK Froggy, we have a half-mile driveway. Anyone who makes it all the way to the house is already in deep trouble.
Right.
Technically, we got a mile-long driveway because we're protective over the properties up here because there's only one other dwelling that's usable up here.
Yep.
And that's owned by a friend of mine from Florida. So if they're coming around, they're going to have a problem. And then Matt's saying the Flat Tire Farm homestead, there's a lot of swamp behind your property to hide the bodies in. Don't need a swamp. You just need a shovel or a bear box. And
there are bogs up top.
Yeah, we got bogs up on top that I've been scouring the maps with the help of a few people. Adam turned me on to a really good map system. And it's really interesting. And Mike from Railroad Mike's Alaska today was telling me about another system I'm trying to find access to so I can look around for other things as well. Yeah. And AK Froggy says to Matt, there was a gang running rampant out here in Houston, but the troopers have done a pretty good job of slowing them down. How long ago was that, AK Froggy?
Yeah, right. I wonder if that was.
It wasn't anything to do with us, trust me.
This far.
No.
It's a big place.
The Bartmans ask, do you have bed belts on your beds? Earthquake proof? Nope. Most of the earthquakes actually happen during the day, seems like.
Yeah.
We had one. It was when my mom first came up to visit in 22, the early part of 22. It was her first night in Alaska. So we're upstairs and she was on the sleeper sofa because that cabin's only one bedroom. And we're upstairs and all of a sudden the house is just rocking and rolling. She goes, what was that? I said, your first earthquake. And it was like a 6.2. So it rocked and rolled pretty good. Our first earthquake was when we come up and looked at property. That was like a 6.7.
That
first year. Around pretty good.
First night here.
Man.
Here, Alaska, not here at the cabin. The property.
Yep. And Bill says to Billy, says, thank you so much. I go live every Thursday at the same time. Yes, he does.
Yes.
And John Alaska says, sorry, Crystal, I did not get rid of a lot. I got rid of a lot of those things years ago when I moved to the road system, right?
Yeah. So not many tools.
Nope.
Vintage or antique.
Matt's Garage says, Flat Tire Farm, your new boots will help through need matching gloves. Yep. Yeah, I'll have to show you the picture of Crystal's new boots. They're kind of nice. You'd probably like them.
I love pretty boots.
Hang on, it's not what I was laughing at. So Clint says, look at that big old sweet. He's talking about Zuby.
Oh, yes. He is a big old sweet.
Alone says to Susan, gotcha, LOL. Kenai is very sarcastic. He looked like he was giving you some side eye a couple times. I was like, what are you thinking, lady?
Right.
Everybody's saying Zeus is a cute pup.
He is.
And AK Froggy to Flat Tire Farm. Half-mile driveway would be a plus. Ours is just 300 feet. but follows an 800-foot trail to the cabin.
Oh.
Followed by an 800-foot
Followed by-
trail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's helpful.
Everybody's saying hi to Zeus.
Mhm.
All right. Crystal says, okay, gotta go. Sweet friends, be blessed. Good night, Crystal. I'm sure you're
Good
already
night,
gone from now,
Crystal.
but
Yes.
thank you for being here. We do appreciate you. We're a little bit behind. We're about, looks like, because I can actually see the times on it. The one I'm at right now for AK Frog was at 10:41. So we're about, what, 17 minutes behind.
Mm.
Sorry. And Bill says, my driveway is 350 feet. Yep.
Our driveway's trail.
It's a mile long. And that says, my son would kill me if I brought home any chickens or ducks. We're not allowed any animals here. That's what they said about my old place in Florida when I was with my ex years and years ago. We had secret chickens. The neighbors all knew, but all the neighbors went like this for eggs.
Right. Right.
But down there, certain people would get chickens from the county because they were checking for West Nile virus in their chickens. So they would put out chickens places, and they never gave us a hard time. But then again, we were also, Nicole was a doctor of oriental medicine and a editor for the local newspaper, and I was a photojournalist and columnist for the local paper. So they didn't really bother us too much. They didn't want to push their luck. Our old county had a bad reputation with with journalism, and they had a problem with people dying in the local county jail without any explanation. And two of our newspaper writers wound up with Nobel Peace Prizes writing about the deaths and what was going on in the system. And to this day, a lot of the deaths have not been justified. So it's kind of like an old movie you would have seen back in the 50s, 60s, or 70s about jailhouses, about the deaths and stuff. And Florida's got a bad history with people dying in jails. They had a boys' home down there where hundreds of boys died. And they're still finding the bodies.
About that. Yeah. Horrible.
And Brooke Trout says, I love ducks. I love my ducks. Cooler than my chickens.
Yeah.
Ducks are cool. I do like
really
ducks.
Cool.
I like duck eggs. Do I want ducks? No. I don't have to worry about water in the winter.
Well, and there's Zeus.
Yeah. Zeus would try to hurt anything that walks around.
Mm-hmm.
AK Froggy says, Curmudgeon, Alaska. I love garden like a Viking.
Yes.
Highly recommend him to all gardeners. He's especially for the fertilizer recipes. I know. I'm really looking to find out more about his labs. I've got to go back and watch some of his lab videos. Labs is basically made with milk, if I remember right, and it's supposed to be really good for your plants and your soil. Would it be Jamestown, Rob? It might be Jamestown. I have to go back on online and look it up again. I haven't looked at it in a while. My grandmother's family was. John Alaska says, my mom and grandma are from the county of Cork. And I think that's the area my dad is from, John. And Brooke Trout says to Annette, I am not supposed to have ducks, but whatever. They were free. Good man. And there's Peggy Lynn's Designs. Good to see you here, Peggy. And Brooke Trout says, a lot of my conversations start with, this might be illegal.
Oh, dear.
That's too funny. And Peggy saying hello to Monica. And Matt's Garage says, would love to restore some old rusty mining gear. If I come across any, Matt, I'll let you know. And we'll have to see if we can work something out. Everybody's saying Jamestown. It could very well be Jamestown. At least I have to get online and look. I know Roanoke's the one that I think it was it Roanoke's or Jamestown that disappeared. I can't remember. One of those disappeared. Just don't remember which one. It wasn't the one that disappeared because otherwise I wouldn't be there for that. AK Dog Mom, I have other family that goes back to the Revolutionary War. On my great grandmother's side. Nice.
Yeah.
Madhu Nanda, greetings. Hello, good to see you. Been a little while since I've seen you in one of our lives. I think you're usually in Adam and Phyllis sometimes.
Well, that's nice to see you.
Malone says, you're welcome, Peggy. It was mind-blowing to see your piece. All the fabric together. I was trying to wrap my mind around it all. Very interesting. Yes, she does some nice stuff. Zuby? Behave. Behave.
Come here.
Hi.
Oh,
Did you give him a
whatever.
minute?
Yeah, I did.
Oh boy.
Has he been quiet for 4 minutes?
Yeah, right. Boy George video was put out about 9 days ago. Okay, I'll have to look at that. AK Froggy's saying, he's speaking Portuguese to the Beto. And Beto, did you reply to what I asked? I don't remember. I didn't see it. And my Portuguese is extremely horrible. I'll have to go back and look at that up after. Gusto Merito de Brasil. Okay. Basic understanding of what you're saying, but can I help you?
It would be
Hey.
the dog.
Hi. Can I help you?
It's supposed to be my dog.
He knows
He's
that
Daddy's
he knows Daddy will scooch him. And Daddy roughs him up.
Yes, Daddy roughs him
Daddy
up.
roughs him up.
Mama does not
All
rough
right.
him up. Ooh! Who roughs who up?
I was gonna say that he beats me up.
Oh,
Get her. Get her. Not me.
silly Zuby.
Crazy dog. Hey, Cordless Tool, good to see you in here.
Cordless Tool, great name.
And Beto's talking back and forth to AK Froggy. AK Froggy, you Portuguese, Brazilian? What are you? Ira's in here. Hey, Ira.
Hi.
How are you and Mom? Says hi, Rob and Sarah. Everyone, hope all are well. We just got over Arctic blast here in Georgia for 5 days. Yeah, I know. I was talking to my mom. She was getting hit by it over there where she's at in Georgia too. It's good to see you in here, Ira. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow night, we're going to have Alone's live, and following us tonight here in about 45 minutes is going to be Adam and Phyllis from the last Cut the Cord for happy hour. And I might have to get another drink because I'm already halfway through my martini.
Sip, sip.
Not halfway. I only drink one a day.
You only get one a day. You never
Everybody's
get
greeting Ira.
too loopy. I get silly, but it doesn't take much.
Peggy Lynn says, thank you. Smiley face. I like to combine my art with fabric. Learn or model. Yes, and you do a very good job at it too.
Beautiful things.
Zeus. He's got a toy. He's got his fish hanging out of his mouth. He got for
Good.
Christmas. If you've seen the Christmas video, you know which fish I'm talking about. It's our friend Mary sent it up. Alone says, when I watch historical reenactments regarding Irish immigrants, I catch things they say that I say all the time, things I pick up from my family.
Right. Yep.
See, unfortunately, I didn't know my biological dad very well. There's a long story behind that. Maybe sometime I'll explain that. But when I used to be hot tempered when I was young. And when I get upset, you get a combination of an Irish and a Bostonian accent coming out of me. And I never had to fight because I just started, blah, 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 and people were like, oh my God, this guy's crazy, and back off. So it was kind of nice not to actually, go hand to hand. And it's blah, blah, blah. And everybody always said, your mouth is your weaponry.
Soupy, come here.
Because if I'm upset, which very few people in this world have ever seen me upset, I can get quite verbal.
I've never seen it.
And I can go up and down somebody's side without them even realizing it.
Baby.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read some of the conversation between Beto and AK Froggy. He says, Ana Santa Catarina, Rio Grande do Sul. I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of this, see if I can understand what some of it is. Because like I said, my Portuguese is very horrible. And that's Fat Man Prepper. Good to see you in here. Got the old potbelly still firing away.
Yeah.
Very good. And it's Cordless Tool again. And our simple life saying hi, Sarah, Rob, and Sarah.
To the front porch.
All right, you're gonna go outside. I got him so he can't get away.
Oh,
He's gonna pull my arm off. You got him?
no.
He's wanting to play, and he hears us talking. And sometimes if I get animated or or excited, he starts really getting crazy, which doesn't take a lot because he's already halfway there. And
now when he
my daughter
barks
says
his punishment, he has to go to the front porch.
Yep. And sometimes he wants to go up there.
Yeah.
And it's raining in Los Angeles. And Arlen's saying hello to Bill. And Mike says, and if I'm missing questions, come back and give me a like. Let's see, there it is. And I'll get back to your question. Mike says, LOL. That's the wood stove. Jim tried to pay me with all
Oh,
that. This is
no.
part of a conversation me
Yeah,
and
you're
Mike had.
right.
We were on
Oh,
the
that
phone for
was a
like 5
scream.
hours one
Oh.
day talking about Jim and the property up here, and he gave me a lot of good insight
Mhm.
about a lot of different things. And we'll go over that. Mike will be up here probably in March if it's still on, and we're gonna have a 2-day sit down of just BS and recording.
Oh,
Just
boy.
talking about the property and
Should be a
exploring around here.
riot.
So it's gonna be fun, guys.
We're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, and we will do a live together up here as well. Says that's awesome. We'll still have Jim tried to pay me with. The reason why the glass didn't fit right was I took the glass with me, so it wouldn't get damaged. It's awful small. I mean, the panels are only about yay big. It's just very small. God, I think it starts with an O. Was the name of the brand of the stove, but it's not very big. It wouldn't heat. It definitely wouldn't heat the house you're in now, Mike. And tell the Mrs. Mariah I said hi. Everybody's greeting one another. And I'm saying sorry to hear that about AK Froggy. And I am behind. And I hope you guys are doing good, Angie and David at Our Simple Life. If you guys not have checked out Our Simple Life, you should. They're really good people. I enjoy their videos and their lives.
Very nice.
Everybody's
Very
greeting one
good.
another still. And Paul Davis says Kentucky and Tennessee have a lot of Irish Scots here, and they were the moonshiners that settled here when the spirit taxes were implemented. Yep. And my grandfather was a moonshiner in Pikeville, Tennessee, and the building he had his store in that he sold his moonshine out of is still in place.
Oh, good job.
Just not used anymore. It's abandoned. The roof caved in, and the building is structurally still there because it was concrete block. And Iris says, my mom's side of the family were all from Spain prior to 1492 Inquisition, where Jews were forced to leave. So all of her ancestry, including her parents, settled in Turkey.
Wow.
Unfortunately, that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not good at all. You know, unfortunately, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people hate politics and religious stuff like that, but I was married to a Jewish woman for many years. No, not many years, but for a number of years. And I learned a lot about the faith at that time. And it's quite an interesting faith. I'm well rounded on different religions. I can talk about pretty much about any of them. Some interest me, some don't. And Mike says, I'll do you one better, Rob. I'll bring the glass up. Reuniting the glass in the stove.
Oh, that's so
might be a YouTube worth. Unfortunately, it's buried on the snow.
Well, right now,
but yeah, the glass would be good to have.
The snow will go away
Because the glass that was in it didn't quite fit it, and it would rattle in it. Of course, it didn't have the stove gasket in there, which I'll have to put it in. It was double glass too, so. And see, Beto says, Froggy. I'm not even going to try to read the Portuguese right now.
No.
Alone says, yeah, I'm planning on 2 outhouses this year. No doors makes sense to me. But I just leave it open. Yep.
Yeah.
I
think we need a Dutch door.
Yep.
So that you can see out, but
nobody can see the things that you don't want them to see.
Yeah.
And Matt's garage is saying hi, Dave. Enjoyed the Arizona video. Yep. One second, he's barking.
Oh, geez. Oh. He's never done that before. He's out on the front porch, which luckily is too high for him to jump down. And here he is running in.
Well, it might be something in my trap. I'll do a look.
Oh, you'll have to look. He was barking down the hill.
Yeah, he was not downhill. He was barking towards the upper part of the hill.
Okay.
So.
Oh.
All right. So let's see here.
He came in with no hesitation.
And it is 1968 Alaskan sourdough. Good to see you, my friend. And it says, I agree with Jim. Black bears can be worse. If you have large bear population, you probably won't have many moose. No, we don't have very many moose. We have very few moose. Well, we've got some right now because they're moving down out of the foothills, coming down. So, yeah, I will get my quota on bears this year. Maybe Sarah will too. I just got to see how well she does. Excuse me, I didn't mean to burp in your guy's face. I just got to see how she does with the black powder rifle. And there's Rebecca, touched by yarn. Good to see you,
Hi,
Rebecca. And I'm
Rebecca.
way behind.
Oh boy.
I'm going to try to see if I can get ahead through here. Paul Davis says, I would like to hear about the stove glass myself. My stove is fairly new. We'll get into that.
Oh, it'll be a good story anyway.
I'd have to dig out the stove and show you guys.
Oh.
John's saying Josh had negative 42 degrees today and up there in his place. Oh, yep, that's cold.
That's cool.
What are you looking at, Zipper?
Where is he?
He's over there sniffing at the butter.
Oh, butter.
Malone says, in next week's video, y'all see me out there without a jacket at negative 20
Wow.
with no issue. Yeah, it's once you get used to it, you're fine. I mean,
and it's a different cold than say upstate New York.
Yep. I mean, I run around just in a flannel or fleece without a problem. Like today, when it was down to 3 degrees, because I'm on the snow machine going fast and I don't have a windshield, I put on a heavier coat just to keep my body protected, mostly my face, because it's got a big ruff on it. But generally, I get a little caterpillar coat and a fleece on, and that's it. Well, and pants and boots.
Boots are important.
Yes, boots are very important. And I have a hard time with boots up here because they'll claim something and they never work right.
Yeah.
Billy Sutton is saying to Reverend Mike, yes, that would be a great video. Yes, it would. Paul Davis says, yes, that's cold to John in Alaska. And Monica says, have to go for a bit, guys. Catch you in Alaska. Cut the cord. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Hope you all have a great week. We hope you have an amazing week as well, Monica. We'll see you over there with Adam and Phyllis here in about half an hour.
Yes.
Peggy Lynn says, too cold for me. And Vito and Froggy going back and forth.
Nice.
I'm definitely going to have to go back through there and check out. I'll have to transcribe it over with Google. I don't know if it'll let me do it on here.
That's kind of fun.
Ira's saying, I lived in upstate New York for many years with 20 below temps at times. Here we had a 6-day freeze in the low 20s and is considered an Arctic blast.
Yeah.
And, because you're where you're at, it's really moist down there. So it feels even colder.
It does. Here does not feel nearly as cold to me as New York, where I grew up.
Clint says, way too cold for this old man.
Yeah.
And Alone says, saw a map earlier today that showed the counties in America with the highest elevation in census area where I live. It appeared to have the highest elevation in Alaska, maybe why it's so cold here.
Yeah,
a lot of times elevation actually gets you warmer because you're going to be above the mountain line, so you can get more sun. But I don't know your area that well to really know.
It depends on a lot of other things as well. Yeah, that's for sure.
Madhu Nanda says, Rob, what is the elevation of your property? We're around 670 feet above sea level. Anyways, talking back and forth, greeting Rebecca. Amy's saying to Alone, I think the summer of the surname of Curry. I'm thinking possible Scottish that came over to Ireland. Yep, quite possibly.
Very likely.
And
all those countries are really small.
And Peggy says, I get the most cold and it dunks into the bone.
Yeah.
Dunks to the bone. Yes, definitely. And Peggy says, I get the moist cold and it hurts to the bone. Yes.
Yeah, it's worse.
Matt's Garage says, restorations anytime leather or graphite seals can be replaced easily enough. If the check valve is bad, another story, pain to replace, but doable. Okay, that's good to know. I'll get in touch with you, Matt. Send me an email if you would. It's the curmudgeon AK at gmail.com. And Annette says, we finally got back up into the 30s all week, have been from -1 to 10. Woo! Yeah. That's cold for you. And now Matt's joining into the Portuguese foray.
Yeah. How fun. How fun.
Now I'm curious because AK Frog is saying somebody's 50 kilometers or so from Curmudgeon. That much I can understand. Alone says, still no earthquakes here other than 1-2 minor
Right,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we've had a couple of them over the last couple weeks, but they've
Oh,
all been
that
small
one
except
was-
for that one that really shook the house.
Really?
I was looking at my camera they have mounted on the side of the house, the security camera, to see if it picked it up, and it didn't. I wish it did because the house was moving pretty good.
It really was. Made us think we need to reinforce the underpinnings.
AK Froggy says that theft gang was pretty active until about 2 years ago. Wow.
Oh, wow.
And might wonder if it's the
Yeah.
same group that they busted and chased. Well, they didn't bust them, but they get chased out
Yeah,
of
they
chase
got
really
chased,
quick.
Yeah.
Almost at gunpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Peggy says, Malone, I'm excited to see your bathroom finished. So are we. We're watching you do all that. I'm like, ooh, that copper tub, $15,000.
Yeah. We talked about a copper tub. It was so funny when you said you didn't know anybody with a copper tub who wanted a copper tub alone. I went, yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But it may be beyond.
Let's trade paint. Good to see you, Sean. How are you? Says, hello, you beautiful people. And Lone says Roanoke. Yeah, I think that's going back to where the people passed at was Roanoke, is where they all died at. Or vanished, I should say. Paul Davis says Florida's a bad place to be in jail or prison.
Right.
My daughter works for the violent sexual predators in Arcadia, Florida. Was a correction officer. Yeah, it's a bad system. I mean, it's bad either way.
Yeah.
Matt says we were working on plans to be up this summer for the July meetup. Oh, nice. Very good.
Yay, that'll be fun.
Peggy Lynn says,
We're
thank
going to
you,
try
Rob.
really hard to go this year.
Yeah, we're going to try to get in there. Our big thing is if we've got guests in, it's hard for us to head out because I don't want to leave somebody up here by themselves, especially if they have no experience around bears.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we get bears coming around and guests here without us being here to shoot the bears away, it's kind of like,
Yeah, that would be.
And I actually started a Facebook page for off-grid cabin rentals up here, not just ours, for other people to get other people interested in renting cabins. And all of a sudden, I'm up to like almost 30 people liking the channel or the page already on Facebook. So I was like, wow. AK Matt says, 1 year when I was driving tour buses, I had a group of Brazilians that spoke very little English, and they were quite happy to hear me talk to them in Portuguese.
Great.
Got a nice tip. I bet you did.
Excellent, I bet.
I bet you did.
That's a wonderful thing.
Looks like it's melting there, Tony, right? John Alaska says, hi, Dave and Angie. Hope you're staying warm. My Portuguese was less rusty back then, says Matt. You're a lot better than I am, Matt. Trust me. My Portuguese is horrible. I only learned a little bit from my grandfather, mostly because he forgot most of what he learned when he was young. Because when he was young, his family told him only English in this house. Right. Yeah. And that happened with a lot of families back in the days where even if they were Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, French, whatever, you only speak this language in the house. We're here.
Yes.
And that's how my great grandparents were. So his Portuguese was pretty limited. I'd like to learn more about the ancestral tongue as well as learning some Gaelic from the Irish side, the Scottish side, and maybe some Welsh or something like that. I think it's all kind of intermingled.
It probably is.
I did learn a little bit of Gaelic back in the day, but I can't remember any of it anymore.
No.
And Tony's saying hi to Sean at Let's Trade Paint. I hit the ground twice. I'm looking into ice cleats. Yes, you should always have ice cleats if you can have ice on the ground.
I know where mine are.
Yep.
In the back of the closet.
Mine too. And Malone says, oh, yeah, the Irish accent comes out when I came upset. I think it's bred into us alone. I really do. Most can hardly understand me. I fully understand that.
Cute. Cute.
Sorry. AK Froggy says, I worked for a while in Brazil, also Portuguese and Angola. So made an effort to learn a bit of Portuguese. Very good.
Right. Yeah.
And what I learned was next to nothing. I wish my grandpa would have been able to teach me a lot more when I was growing up. John says, to alone, you might want a door when the mosquitoes come. Yeah, Alon, you got a lot of
Yeah.
mosquitoes out in your area.
Yeah, you do. Oh, dear.
Alon says, when I first started to speak, I was often told, when am I going to learn to speak English, eh?
Mm.
I thought I was speaking English, right? Peggy Lynn says, I'm having a live Wednesday evening because I will probably be finished with the heron by Saturday and on to the sections around it. Nice. I'll have to make sure I got my notifications on for you, Peggy, so I can see that again.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt's stuck in AK Frog. And there's Mr. Reeve. Good to see you. Hang on, I'm trying to click on it. Says, hi, Rob and Sarah. I'm working, so just listening tonight.
Oh.
Not a problem, Reeve.
Not at all. We appreciate your presence.
I'm just going to skip over some of these here unless it's somebody's saying something that's not back and forth.
Mm.
And Ira says, you're extremely articulate now, Alone. Yes, she is.
Indeed.
That she is.
Yes.
Everybody's talking to Mr. Reeve. And Mike says, no way I dare to use that stove in my big old house.
Oh, gosh.
I give her your regards when she gets home. Thank you.
Yeah.
And those that don't know, when I went to town last, Mike's wife came to my rescue trying to get my truck to jump start, and now has a new battery and a battery tender on it.
Thank heaven.
Won't have that problem again.
Yep.
And Alone says, remember to give thumbs up to our gracious host. Thank you, Miss Alone. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. And we appreciate everybody for being in here. And we've only got about 15, 20 minutes before we get to go over to Adam and Phyllis.
That's always so fun.
Watch those two troublemakers. I can make sure the stove's fired up so I can get dinner going here. We're having leftovers tonight. We made homemade spaghetti sauce last night, so we're going to have that tonight again. Everybody's greeting one another again. Alone says to Ira, many, many years working with speech pathologists. Yes. I sit in a basin between many mountains. Yeah, so you're going to get the colder temperatures. Yeah, I know just from here at the house, going down to the tracks, it can be sometimes up to a 15 to 20 degree difference between here and there.
Right.
And she's around 1,400 square feet. Wow. And Mike says, well, Rob, you might as well dig the stove out, LOL, or wait for me to come up. I'll bring a couple things with me that hopefully will help tell stories and a little better, not just a glass. I know where it's at, but it's going to be under some pretty heavy snow right now because of all the wind we've been having. It's packed it in pretty good. And Jerry says, okay, Rob, I'm going to go for tonight. See you later, bud. Not a problem, Jerry. You have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. I'm sure I'll catch you on Facebook tomorrow or something. And Tony says, we are at 1,009 feet above sea level.
Oh, my. Weird
here in Oklahoma, right? Everybody saying goodbye to Jerry, and there's Devil Dog saying rah, all. And it builds remote cabins 1,500 feet above sea level. Yep.
Pretty darn high.
And was it Whistle Down? Yep, Whistle Down. I've been loving all your channels. Heading up in less than 6 months. Very good. Very good. Alone says, I found a copper tub for around 2,500. I showed you in this week's video. Oh, yeah. I'd have a hard time just finding a $2,500 tub when I can put that money towards a tractor, which I desperately need up here.
He does need a tractor.
And Mike says there was a good. Yeah, she does. There was a good jolt yesterday. I don't know how strong it was. I was in my living room at the time, and it scared the you-know-what out of me. Right? And no, you can't have a copper tub unless you can find one the same exact size as that. Once I start the bathroom finishing job,
it's got
it's that tub or a tub the same exact diameter and dimensions.
And then we've got
otherwise you're not getting it.
Don't tell me.
We've been drawing up plans because we're so close to actually finishing the house that we're starting to do the plans for actual refining of everything.
Yeah.
Of how she wants it to look in the long run. Because a lot of it's just getting it done so it's habitable.
Yeah. And then I go back to that sink too. It's sitting in the corner.
That one over there. Yeah.
It's a piece of wood that's absolutely
big
gorgeous.
Piece of driftwood.
That would look much better with a piece with a copper tub than it would with a stock tank.
Right. You're right, Mike. Don't need a Timothy Treadwell incident. I'll explain to you later.
Okay.
And Alone says, that is how it was in my house too. Only English, no Gaelic. I always teach myself off of YouTube and books. And Ira says, I've only learned Turkish curse words from my grandma. That usually happens. My grandfather refused to teach me those. There's Scott. We're rambling with the brooms. Good to see you, Scott.
Yay.
Didn't see you come in, brother. And Matt says, my brother-in-law's mom was that way too. She grew up speaking Spanish as her main language, but when my Bill was growing up, she refused to speak anything but English. Yep. Yeah, Mike says, uh-oh, got 2 moose in the yard and an angry dog right now. Right? That's not good.
Yeah.
And Scott's dropping links. And Whistle Down says, I can't wait to see that alone in remote Alaska. Everybody's greeting Scott. And Paul Davis says, my sister wanted a copper tub in a 1920 farmhouse, was destroyed but settled for a cast iron tub with cloth.
They're much more
cheaper.
Financially achievable.
Yep. And Peggy Lynn says, I'm trying to click on it.
Yeah,
I thought it was boring, but everyone messages me to see more. Exactly. You'd be surprised what people don't mind watching.
Yeah, my cabin in the woods had an iron tub. I painted the outside black.
Right. Hello says, I have yet to see a clawfoot tub that I don't love.
Yeah,
right?
It was beautiful. And they're deep and they're lush.
Yep. And Matt's garage saying to Mike, no easy way to shoo away a moose. No, there's not.
No, there's not.
And Bill's telling John to give him a call. And there's Gary from Enigmatic Glitching. Good to see you, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Mrs. was in here earlier. And John says, gotta go. Ribeye and baked potato is done. Good night, all. Good night, John.
Darling.
We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Yep.
But who says we don't have earthquakes? We haven't had earthquakes in a while. Yeah, you guys have been pretty steady down there in California.
Good.
I'm skipping over a lot of the stuff here. Tony's heading out. Good night, Tony. Good to see you. And Matt says, I learned Portuguese curse words. You get them yelled at you enough, you'll learn them right. Exactly. Now, Scott says he's been lurking. Okay, good, Scott. Tomorrow's live is at 5 p.m. for Miss Alone. So make sure you click that link and go to and click notify. So you know when her channel is going to have her, or when she's going to have her live tomorrow. And we've got about 10 minutes, 11 minutes. We'll head over to Adam and Phyllis's live, guys. And I appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate y'all being here. Everybody's saying goodbye to everybody. And let's see. Says Madhu says, I'm teaching Hindi, Urdu, Punjabi to my kids, but didn't succeed.
Yeah. Language is not easy to learn.
Not everybody's a
you
linguist.
You do have to be motivated.
Yeah, not everybody's a linguist.
Yeah.
My friend Paul, that I took care of before his passing from cancer, was a Hare Krishna. And he was trying to teach me a little bit of the Hindi, because a lot of their chants and stuff like that were in that. And for life of me, I can't remember, because you're talking almost 15 years ago.
Wow. And you were preoccupied with other concerns.
Yeah, I was preoccupied with his well-being and his care. I took care of him pretty much from the time he was able to take care of himself from the cancer until he died, which is about 2 years. And Paul Davis says, this old house sat empty for about 40 years, a mess, gutted. We returned it back to farmhouse style after 3 years of hard work. She does have a large farmhouse copper kitchen sink. Yeah,
lovely.
We love our farmhouse copper sink. Alone says, thanks, Rob. Not a problem, Miss Alone. AK Froggy, thanks for the chance to catch up with new friends. With new friends, maybe see you on Garden Lake Viking. Yes, definitely. I'll be there unless I got something going on. And I think we're actually caught up. Wow. That's crazy. And thanks for another awesome live, Rob and Sarah. Not a problem, Miss Alone.
Thank you, dear.
Wow, I can't believe we actually cut back up. Whew. Sorry, if I missed any questions, give me a thumbs up. I will answer the questions really quickly before we head over to Adam and Phyllis's live at Alaska Cut the Cord for happy hour.
Yay.
And Peggy Lynn's heading out. She says she's going to see us over there at
Nice.
Alaska Cut the Cord.
Excellent.
And Crowd's heading out. Says good. Have a good week, people.
You
Not a
too.
problem. You do the same.
Yep.
And Seashell says, thank you for the fun live chat tonight. Good night, everyone. Not a problem.
Mhm.
No, you're not. No, you're not what, Rebecca?
I don't know.
Anyways,
Mhm.
I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys, not just for being here in this live, but also giving us the support over the last almost year
Yeah.
of this journey to help us reach this goal of over 1,000 subs. I mean, I don't even know what our sub count is right now. Let me look real quick. Hang on.
Mm.
We are currently sitting at 1,061 subs.
Wow. Yeah.
So
He's worked so hard.
I don't know where it's all coming from all of a sudden over the last couple of days, but thank you all.
Absolutely.
Your support is what keeps us really going with this. You know, knowing that you enjoy the videos, knowing that you come in to watch them, and then coming to hang
And
out
this-
with us and
yeah,
listen to us.
This
and hear.
interaction is so fun.
One of these days, I'm just gonna put it on slow chat and just say only questions, and you have to only thing you can put in there is gonna be a question, and then I'll go through those and do a slow chat through it. It might take all day, so bring
Oh
your
my.
coffee and bring your chips and popcorn or whatever. But we're gonna have to do something a little bit different so we can, get to any more of your questions. If you have questions, ask me an email, please.
Mhm.
And if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be where we are today with this channel. I mean, I can't believe it's been less than a year that I'm putting out steady videos. Or we've been putting out steady videos, and we're already monetized. To me, that's just
I
crazy.
really don't do much.
She sits there and looks cute. It gives me her opinion on things,
I do,
which I
have
value.
opinions.
Okay, Dog Mom Kim says, great live tonight. Congrats on gaining again on 1,000 subs. Thank you very much, Kim. We appreciate that. Alone says, you guys are awesome. I see you growing even more very quickly.
Mhm.
I hope so, but I don't at the same time. I don't want it to go too quickly where
Well, he's got a lot of work to do around here.
Yeah.
He can't be just sitting in front of the computer all the time.
but no, we welcome the growth. We really
We
do.
do. And he's
Thank you, Adam and Phyllis.
he's ambitious, and I don't mean that he wants to rise above. I mean that he's strong in his will to do everything he can possibly do.
Yep. I want to make good videos. I know a lot of my
He
editing skills
does.
are not that great, but when I have the chance to actually sit down and plan out a
Mhm.
video, it comes out good. Look at the one when I
does.
come back from town at one time. I think it was last May or March. It came out really good. I mean, I can put out high quality if I
Yes.
take the time, but a lot of times because you want to be consistent on YouTube, that's how that keeps you out there. It's hard to do. But that's going to come more and more because I'm finding more and more time now that more and more projects are getting done. Stop making projects.
Yes, stuff
It's gonna hit
stuff
me.
is getting done.
Anyways,
Stuff is
guys.
getting done.
Yep, things are getting done, so that's what's important. And soon you're gonna be like, oh my God, what are they doing this time? You never know, right? Anyways, guys, let's all head over alone or somebody. Would you drop Adam and Phyllis's link real quick for us?
Yeah.
And let's just go all over there and rush them real quick and see how they're doing and listen to their live for tonight. And we will see you on our next one, which will be next Monday again at 4:00 Alaska Standard Time. And of course, we fall by Alaska Cut the Cord at 5:45, as
Yay.
always, unless they change their mind and want to do something different or they got something else going on. So
They're
let's all
busy.
head over to Adam and Phyllis and get over there and talk with them and enjoy their live. And I don't have a link.
You don't have a link?
No,
course you
something's
have a
going on with
link.
my thing here. It's
You
not.
just can't
It's acting
access
stupid.
it at this
It's-
instant.
It's not letting me scroll or anything. Hopefully, we're still live. There it is.
Oh,
Thank you, Miss Alone.
thank you,
I
dear
appreciate that. All right, guys, let's go all over there and hang out with Adam and Phyllis for a little while.
We'll
Y'all have
fun.
a great day. Thank you for being here, each and every one of you guys. And I'm still in awe at how quickly we've gotten this far. So you guys have a great night, and we'll see you over at Adam and Phyllis's. And don't forget, tomorrow night we have Alone in Remote Alaska's live. Make sure you see her live. She is amazing.
Oh.
All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys over there. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Matt.
Yeah.
And something's wrong here. It's not letting me shut it off.
Oh no.
Don't say
Uh-oh.
anything silly.
Literally, it's not letting me do anything. Wow. Hang on. My computer's totally froze up. So you guys might be stuck with me.
Oh no. We want to go to Adam and Phyllis's party.
Right? Give me a second. This is a live that never ends. Funny, Matt.
Oh no.
There we go. Bye.